Okay, and this is part 2 of Artosis versus Tarson. I had the split of the video, so here you go. He's building with a starport. I would expect the factory to lift off and the starport to take it. That way he can get lots of Vikings to handle these mutas really quickly. We do see a number of banelings out for Artosis. Tons of upgrades going on still. He's getting that concussive shell upgrade for Marauders as well, so we're going to see a Marine Marauder Ball to kind of finish. We have another expansion actually going up for Artosis. We've got Marauders everywhere, bunkers. He's well defended from mutas, and there that starport is actually switching for that reactor. And I think we'll pretty immediately see some Vikings pop out. Kind of supply blocked actually, so we won't see Vikings just yet. And where are those supply depots that he's building? It looks like he's queuing up 3 now because he got caught. I would think it would be worth it at this time to drop just for 1 supply to try and get those Vikings out sooner. We got a little bit of a dancing Reaper here. Artosis is moving out with these Mutalisks to see what he can do. I don't think that he's really going to be able to do much because there's towers here. He has Marines. There's a bunker. These mutas aren't really going to be able to do a lot of harassment. But we also have banelings, and I'm curious to see what Artosis' plans for these banelings are. He's spreading his creep with those tumors. Here comes an SCV, and I think he might even waste a baneling on it. 2 banelings wasted for that SCV. Kind of, you almost wonder if you should set them on like a hold position when they're sitting still because of something like that. But it's also kind of rare that an SCV just creeps in and you wouldn't notice it. I mean, he has creep vision. He saw that blue dot, but it was a waste of 2 banelings. And looks like Artosis is just like, I am going to have every base and have all the monies. He does have 3 bases up right now. Looks like he's clearing out this gold for a 4th. And he is getting upgrades, armor upgrades, burrow. I thought he'd started burrow earlier, but maybe I'm confusing with the last map. We still have raiders, marines, and marauders popping out for our Tarson, and he also has medevacs now, so he will be doing a push. Actually, it looks like the reapers are going to lead the way, check things out, and kite pretty much anything. And then the marines marauder ball is just going to come clean it up. I'm surprised he's fighting so directly with these reapers. I would expect him to kind of pull it back. This Marauder, there aren't that many Marines actually, so the Mutalisks may actually do pretty good work. There's a good number of Marines, but they'll be melted right now by these Banelings. The Mutalisks are going to be able to finish this off. They're going to be able to chase down and do a lot of damage to these medevacs. There are more Marines coming in. We've got some Marauders. There is a lot of medevacs. We have more mutas, more Zerglings being produced by Artosis. We have Marauders, Reapers, Marines still being produced by Tarson. He is building another command center. Looks like he's ready to set up a 3rd expansion, which will go along with Artosis' 3 expansions. And it is generally accepted that the Zerg will have more expansions than the other races. I think the general rule is you want to have 1 or 2 more than your opponent if you're playing Zerg. That way you can get those armies up relatively quickly. Both players, Artosis actually, pretty high on minerals. I was about to say both of them are doing pretty well, but Artosis is floating about 1,200 minerals right now, and he is supply blocked. He's got plenty of larvae, so as soon as those overlords pop, he will be able to do something. But he doesn't even have overlords producing right now. Oh, okay, they did just finish. There we go. My mind was ahead of my eyes. We do have that command center flying over to land, and our Tarson is actually looking like he's going to claim his gold. I'm actually wondering if it would have been a good idea to move this command center over, but maybe he was just clearing it out for later. We do see a flight of mutas coming out for Artosis. They're not going to bother that Hellion at the watchtower, and there are Vikings out for Tarson as well, so we will see how well this works. This many Vikings isn't going to do a lot to the number of mutas that we have. Here comes Banelings and Zerglings in, but the Banelings are not going to get... There's a lot of Marauders in there, so they're kind of blocking the way, but I think a good chunk of the Marines did just get fried. Artosis needs to get something to be able to take out those Marines, otherwise those mutas will just fly. And it looks like he's thinking about the fight, he's thinking about it, but it's just not working out. He does have 26 Zerglings on the way, so we will see those hopefully come into play at the same time. These mutas are just going to hang out. Yeah, I would not engage with those mutas right now. I think it's a good idea to wait until you've got these Zerglings. He is getting some Banelings. And if you can wipe out those Marines, then the mutas can clean up the Medivacs and the Marauders. Let's see if these Banelings will finish. It doesn't look like Tarson's going to push in just yet. He's going to mass here. I would like to see the Banelings come down and around this way and the mutas. Oh, and he may actually get quite a bit. Oh, no, he's going to pull him back. Maybe drive or even split them up, 2 separate groups. One go down below, one go to the left. We have a Hellion scouting out things for Tarson. Going to just check out and make sure that there's no expansion going back up immediately. Looks like he's got pretty good saturation at both his natural and this 3rd expansion. He still even has minerals at his main, but very, very few SUVs. And he's actually making the SUVs rally over to this new expansion. We have these Zerglings coming over to take these rocks. Just scan going down for Tarson, so he did just see those Banelings, and we have more Marines on the way. Just massing by this Zelnaga, even though his main ball's over here by the gold. Here comes a drone to rebuild, and it's just going to die. Not really able to do much at all. Moving back and forth, Artosis has a lot of mutas, a lot of Zerglings. Missing a Vomit, but he's overloaded on Larva, I think. He is basically supply blocked. He's at 108 of 110, and Tarson is at 185, 185. Definitely a huge army size advantage here for Tarson. He's on 3 bases now. Artosis has 2 more expansions going down. Not really very safe. He's not going to be able to defend those. Tarson has not seen either of those, so he's not going to be aware of them. And let's see if these burrowed Banelings can do anything. I really want to see Tarson walk over that. And Hellion just still scouting around, taking control of his tower, so he knows what's going on. Here's that large, there's a scan going down, so he is seeing those Banelings. He's not going to go through that. I'm surprised. And a changeling coming out. And it gets taken out immediately. Yep, there's the scan. He is going to take out these Banelings before they can do anything. A little surprised that Artosis didn't move those Banelings before. He is going to move in here. He is going to get some damage on Marines. He does a lot of damage, but there are so many Marines and Marauders there. And the Vikings, I don't think these mutas are going to be able to hold. There's also a lot of Medivacs to repair. We've got Overlords coming in just to be Overlords, I guess to block the way or add creep. And it looks like Artosis will lose this game. So GG from Artosis. Longer game than the last one. Little interesting, but I think Tarson was pretty much in control most of the game. Though at first it was pretty even. Just didn't really see any part where I felt that Artosis had a dominating lead in units or anything. Ending with the food. Artosis had 168, and I think... Artosis had like 110, and Tarson is sitting at 168 food, so... Good game from both players, and we will have another recording for you maybe later. This is Furious Jodo, just doing kind of commentary practice for myself. I'll be uploading more matches, definitely more in the future. I have some free time, so thank you for tuning in. Thank you.